What up, folks? This is the Boo Crew. We are here another week, and this is Beyond the Ether podcast. It's your boy Dino. You're a solid 5 with Nick.
And Nicky T right here.
So this week we're going to bring you something special and flavorful. We got you the Banana Splits movie, and some fun facts about this film. It is the first R-rated film by Hanna-Barbera. So, in case you didn't know, the Hanna-Barbera production was bought by WB at some point and has kind of been floundering around besides, Scooby-Doo releases and stuff like that.
Which I never knew at all.
So now they took a swing in 2019 to bring you the Banana Splits film for the Sundance Film Festival. And we got a lot to talk about in this movie. Where should we start?
Well, let's start with the writer, Jed Ilanoff and Scott Thomas are known for actually a whole bunch of Disney Channel stuff. So I mean, they've written and produced, I guess, from Raven's Home to Wizards Beyond Waverly Place and Randy Cunningham Ninth Grade Ninja.
Also, a couple of Scooby-Doo episodes in there too,
which I am extremely confused on why they made this.
Right. Well, like I said, they were bought by WB, so
that had to do something with it, huh?
I'm sure they were trying to find stuff for the writers to do, so I'm sure they just threw it on there.
But on top of that, we got director Danish Ka and S. Turnhazy, who has worked with films such as Level 16, Sniper: The Last Stand, Kill Body Count, and the Slumber Party Massacre.
Which I gotta see.
I suggest you see it.
Also, these apparently they did. The writers also did Day of the Dead, which is only one season, back in I think 2021.
Have you seen that?
No, I have not, but now I want to because I love zombie stuff. Yeah. So
it could have been just one season too many.
Yeah, probably. I think it was only like 8 or 10 episodes. Oh, whatever. So interesting that they would go from kids to horror, back and forth. So who are the machines behind this?
All right. So as you don't know, we have 4 machines: Fleagle, who is a dog; Bingo, who is a bear; and Drooper the lion; and my favorite, I have to say, is Snorky the elephant.
Elephant, right? Okay. Also, another fun fact: the Banana Splits is actually from a 1968 kids show.
69.
69? Okay.
Yeah, it's a 69.
So Hanna-Barbera had the rights to that many, many years ago. Obviously, the show didn't last very long, so they, cut the show. And then, I don't know why they decided to do this, but they turned it into a horror film. And why not?
So when you start off, I mean, you got a lot of characters going into this movie. You have Stevie is the man-child, I call him. You got Beth, who is the mother. You got Harley, who is the son. And you got Mitch, who is the boyfriend/husband.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell what the hell he
husband.
was. He's the husband?
Yeah.
You got Zoe, which is Harley's friend. And you got Carl, is the crazy puppet tech, I call him.
Yeah,
and on the side,
mad scientist.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah,
down in that fucking that random ass basement they got going on in the fucking studio production set. And on top of that, you got some side characters going in like Jonathan and Parker. You're right.
Yeah,
Rebecca,
and then also the influencers. Who are the influencers? The I don't know their names, but
who are the influencers?
The Asian chick and the boyfriend. Remember they were like
Instagram people?
the Instagram people.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a good scene that we're gonna have to talk about one of them. So
I guess just start where it takes off.
Yeah. So so essentially the show opens up. Does it open up at the house first, or does it at the house? Right.
They're at the house because they're having that birthday party.
Yeah, and then essentially you get introduced to the mom and the son.
Well, they're having that birthday party for the son, and she ends up buying them tickets to Banana
for the splits.
4 or 5 tickets to Banana Splits, and then she invited one of his friends, but he was sick, so then they invited Zoe. And that's how Zoe gets
classmate, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, goes to the school. They're not really friends, but I mean, she had to fucking make an executive decision.
Yeah.
And she called on Zoe.
She was on the mom was on the the phone list or whatever. So
Yeah.
she's like, I got an extra ticket. I need your help. Kind of thing.
And then right there we get
Zoe doesn't even like the kid.
Yeah.
It's like, that kid's weird. I was like, oh, that's messed up.
On top of that, her husband Mitch don't even like his own kid to go to a birthday party. That's where we get introduced with Mitch, this sneaky dickhead husband.
Yeah.
I fucking hated that guy, dude.
Since like the start, I was like, this was cheating on her already.
I knew he was doing something. I just didn't know what the hell it was. But I
Yeah.
knew something was going on. He was on that phone a lot.
On a lot, yeah. Taking a lot of personal calls all day. So we get introduced to these characters. It's pretty standard. I mean, one thing I loved about the main actress, the mom, she was on Working Moms.
Yeah.
Great show, great comedy if you like, stuff like that. So Danny Kind, she's awesome.
She's actually one of the main reason or actor that actually drew me into watching this.
Yeah.
So, we had to watch it. But when I saw her in it,
I didn't even know she was on it. I talked to somebody that suggested this movie, and this is why I brought it up, because she was like, you got to see this movie. Like, you have to watch it. I'm like, all right, like, let's do it, So I was like, we're running this podcast now. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm glad for that suggestion, to be honest.
So shout out. And, like, again, once I saw her on screen, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, this is going to be at least a decent movie. If she's in this movie, it's going to be at least a decent movie. So, anyway, so she has the tickets. They're about to they're heading out. Get there, the security dude's already kind of creepy. Not creepy, but he's kind of just like doesn't want to be there. You can tell he's just like
he's burnt out, dude.
Yeah, he's been there for like 20 years. You can tell he just does not give a shit.
Then he's burnt. And then the son's like, asking questions. He's all sometimes
I've seen them driving around in the car.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, fool, you're just smoking meth. You're just seeing shit. If you're there all day, So they roll up. They're waiting in line. That's when we get introduced to the influencers, the obsessive dad with her daughter,
with the
daughter Parker.
Yeah.
So Parker and Jonathan.
There's a lot of weird characters. Going through the whole movie.
There were like the only 4, right? That were like outstanding.
It was the dad. It was Parker and his daughter, and it was the Instagrammers.
Yeah.
And it was the family.
Yeah, but they didn't really.
There was the host, the lady that checked their tickets to break him inside.
Yeah,
I fucking forgot her name.
I forgot.
Because she's the main character in it.
Yeah, she's in it the whole time. What is her name? Finally, they get in. This is when you get introduced to the mad scientist, and
his name is Carl. The mad scientist Carl. And he's down there working on upgrading stuff.
Yeah. So he's uploading the latest commands and stuff or whatever for the animatronics. And while that's happening, it goes haywire. So they got a bad upload, and that's what makes the machine start to go haywire. They become self-aware, basically, almost.
Oh, real quick, by the way, the host, her name is Paige.
Paige, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I couldn't find her. While that upload is happening, the producer, director, or whatever you want to call her, she's on the phone with he's like the new head of the.
He was the head of network.
The network, yeah. So they're actually gonna axe the show after this final episode.
Yeah, I was counseling it for more money.
Yeah, the more adult themed shows, I guess, is what the excuse was.
Yeah, there was money involved in that shit.
Man, you gotta make $1.
That's right, money.
Yeah. So while that's happening, she's all stressed out, whatever, and the animatronics catch wind of it, and I think that's another catalyst of like.
Well, they don't catch wind of it. They don't catch wind of it till later.
It's a little bit later. Yeah, that's true.
Because they do that. Or, she hears it, blah, 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 and then that's when they go into the starting of the show for the crowd. And the first thing that guy says is all, it's sloppy time! That shit had me laughing.
So much to unpack here.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on in that movie, and it happens very quick. It goes from scene to scene to scene to scene.
Well, it kind of has to, because you don't want to drag it out too long.
Yeah.
I do got to say it was shot pretty well, though. I like the way that, I don't know, it felt like they spent some good money on the cameras and stuff,
No, it was some good filming. It was clear. It was nice. It didn't look like no B film at all.
It was actually like
it looked like it was produced.
almost a theatrical release. You know.
Yeah.
It probably could have been if they didn't.
They should have. I wish they put this in the theaters.
Yeah. See, I would have. If I would have caught wind of this going to your theaters, I probably would have saw it. You know, but Definitely. It was only a Sundance film, and for some reason, maybe it was in theaters, maybe it was only select. You know, but I didn't hear about it.
No.
Until much later on.
I've never seen the commercial for this until you told me about this movie.
Who's the other guy? Steve? Is it Steve? That's the he's like the
Stevie.
Stevie. Yeah.
I call him the man child.
The man child. Yeah. So he's the basically like the. I don't know. What do you want to call him? Like,
he's like the
other unofficial fifth member.
He's the human of the show.
Yeah. So
let's put it that way.
He plays the cop, the mailman, like whatever. All
fucking quirky characters.
Yeah. The machines start to go haywire, but they don't really show it till a little bit later on. The little boy is like extremely excited to be there. That's like his dream show. He fucking absolutely loves it. He's so stoked about it. Zoe's kind of like, whatever, dude. Like
she's just there just to
we're here. There. We're here.
And you got Mitch, who's constantly obsessed with his work.
With his work,
yeah. What you would call it.
And then the older brother is actually trying to look out for his little bro, which is kind of nice, you know.
Yeah, he was doing a lot for him.
Yeah, he did. And so while Paige is actually, so they have an announcement about if you find the ticket. Was it a gold? It wasn't a golden ticket. It was something under the seat.
It had like a
star.
A star on it.
A star. Yeah.
Right.
If they found the star under the seat, they get to meet the splits at the end of the show. And so the little boy
Harley, yeah.
So Harley's super bummed out because, you know, he didn't get the star. The big bro catches wind of that. He's like, dude, this is his birthday. I gotta do something. So
she goes down the page because he was already flirting with her outside.
Yeah,
so he thought he could pull some Mac Daddy move on her.
I skipped over this, but all of them have to hand over their phones, so there's no recordings or pictures during the show, and that obviously upsets the husband.
Yeah.
You know, because you know what he's doing behind there.
Yeah, he's fucking being sneaky as shit.
Yeah. So and plus they influenced her. They're supposed to turn over the phones, but the girlfriend keeps hers.
And the boyfriend gives up his.
Yeah, so they can still go live or whatever.
Did Mitch have two phones? How did he get his fucking phone back?
I think he had a work phone too or something. I don't know.
Because all of a sudden he just had a phone.
No, he leaves to go find the phone.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, he leaves first, and then the brother goes second to talk to Paige, the host or whatever, the hostess. So yeah, he needs quote unquote his phone to do work stuff or whatever his excuse is. And then the bro is out there looking for Paige to, you know, hopefully allow them to meet crew at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, who was it? Flegel that's like kind of wandering around, like. Which
one is it? The one that gets upgraded? It's Flegel.
Was it Flegel? Yeah, Flegel gets upgraded. So
they all wander around.
Yeah, but like only one of them gets upgraded. So why is like all of them all haywire?
Just following the lead. Just following the lead. Then.
All right.
Doing their job.
Yeah. That's one thing that can kind of confuse me. I'm like, only one of them got.
He's the manager.
All right. Touche.
It's a collective thinking going on.
Yeah, maybe it uploads all at the same time or something. I don't know.
Either way, they follow. They just go with it. They can just go with the killing.
So, what are the events of this? Like, I kind of forgot the order.
So, as they're watching the show and the show ends and all this stuff goes down, it goes back to a producer because the producer's on the phone. Talking about the company, and then that's when he starts talking. Yeah, you know, this show is done, and this and that, right? And then and then he gets killed.
He gets killed without actually showing.
Oh yeah, he gets snatched up. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Okay.
He's smoking a cigar and he's talking about the show.
He
being canceled.
moves a curtain or some shit, and then
one of them hears him
saying that the show's canceled, right?
Yeah. Then all of a sudden he just gets snatched up off camera.
Okay. Yeah, because he's not the first official kill. So
I think it's Jupiter. I think it was Jupiter because I remember Jupiter's an asshole. Because I even wrote down right here, Drooper's a dick.
Wait, which is Drooper? Is he the...
which one fucking was he? Drooper was the lion.
The lion? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love how you wrote that down. He's like,
yeah, immediately, Drooper's a dick right here. It's written down, folks.
So what is it, like mid-show, like, do they, like, take a break or something like that for, like, Steve... or no, are they gonna...
So I got down, I said, first kill, producer, you know, because he snatched him off camera, and to me, that's dead. But I was wrong on that one, because he does not tell you in. But, you know, then I believe Drooper's the one that did it, and I said Drooper's a dick. So we get into Stevie's room.
Yeah.
And Stevie's all drunk.
He's all drunk, yeah.
So Stevie's all drunk, and he comes back in the show, and well, Steve's all drunk, and he's talking to Paige, and he's telling Paige, "You bet, you know, fuck you," and you fucking,
show's
you
over,
know,
blah,
the show's
blah,
over,
yeah.
and this and that, and she's like fucking in shock, like,
Yeah.
what? And so she was, yeah, jaw dropping effects were going on, and then so then that's it. Paige walks off, and they go to the show, and that's where Stevie's all drunk and shit on the show now.
And that's the first taste we get to see. I forgot which one pushes him over, but they like push him hard, right?
It was the lion.
The lion.
It was Drooper.
So the dick.
It was Drooper, dude.
The violent one, yeah.
Yeah. So so Stevie's dancing on they're dancing the show, and he's drunk now, and he's having a good old time because he's happy the show's done.
Oh yeah, he's like. Because he's tired of being a side character.
Yeah.
He's like,
he's over it.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this, dude. I don't get paid enough for this. I'm a star, you know, kind of thing.
The robots make all the money, and he's just sitting there fucking getting his ass kicked. Yeah. So he's dancing on a speaker, and Drooper's on the guitar jamming out, and fucking, I remember, and the dance, I recorded the dance, because the dance is so hilarious, because like all wiggling the hips back and forth, and that shit had me cracking up, but then he spins and he knocks him right off that speaker.
Yeah.
And that's where the boy gets concerned.
Yeah, he's like, that is not supposed to happen.
Yeah, he says, is Drooper trying to hurt this man?
Yeah.
And that's like, yeah, Drooper's a fucking asshole. Of course he is.
Since the start of it, dude. Right as the upgrade happened, he was a dick.
Straight up. So then after that, they're leaving the show, and that's where Stevie walks by the animatronics. And he tells them fucking he hates them, and he's spitting, and he's fucking...
Oh, but that's like back at the dressing room, right?
That's walking back to the dressing room.
Oh, walking back, okay.
Because he tells him, he's like, this show's over, and this is all because this show sucks and you suck.
You're just gonna rot here while like I'm out doing like my best life or whatever.
Yeah, and then that's when he goes into the dressing room.
Yeah.
Who comes in there? I fucking think it's Drooper. It is Drooper. Drooper comes back. Drooper comes into his dressing room. And then Steve gets all crazy on him, spits beer in his face and all this other shit. And guess what fucking Drooper has for him?
A nice big old lollipop?
That's right. Just jam that motherfucker right down the
Gives
throat.
him a deep throats him when he starts twerking on a lollipop, dude.
Yeah. And when he jammed that lollipop down that guy's throat, you know, just for me, I loved it because it showed his throat expand.
Yeah.
With the
like
lollipop.
you see the actual fucking lollipop like circling his... The whole inside of his like, trachea or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Steve,
yeah, he jammed it. I mean, as a robot, of course he has a strain for that.
Happens when you talk shit to robots.
Especially Drooper.
Yeah, I tell you, Drooper is a character.
He's a dick.
Sure. He's a fucking complete asshole. So Stevie's dead.
Yeah.
He has a lollipop down his throat, courtesy of Drooper.
Chorging on a lollipop.
Literally. The sweet treat.
So now we fast forward, not really fast forward, but the next couple of scenes we got. So the brother actually does talk to the Paige, the hostess or whatever. She's like, she feels bad for the kid, you know, being his birthday. It's the last show.
Yeah, because he gives her a sob story.
Yeah, which works. I mean,
it worked because fucking they had some kind of chemistry going on.
Yeah, because he like attempted to flirt with her. Wasn't great, but you know, hey.
Yeah, he hit on. He told her, "Why'd you go when he passed him the phones? He said, why'd you go ahead and put your number
up?" Yeah.
She's like, "What?" He's like, "I'm sorry."
Hella smooth, bro. So she actually agrees to. She calls the family over. It's like, hey, like, I heard it's a certain birthday boy here, you know. So they get all stoked about that.
That's when they start to go backstage now.
Yeah.
Now they're in backstage and they're going back to take pictures of all the animals back there,
right?
Animatronics. And then that's when you start getting more into
like the horror
Jonathan
aspect
and Parker. And,
yeah. So like what? So does like some of the lights go out or something like that, or I forgot what happens.
Because this is because when they're in the backstage and they're about to take pictures with robots, then it starts introducing it gets more in depth with the Jonathan and Parker, and then the Instagrammers and all this stuff, and then that's when you got Jonathan and Parker trying to bug Paige about, hey, we want to see the manager. Here's the producer. There's the producer.
Yeah.
And he's like fucking bugging her too. He's like, excuse me, hello. Until the point she just gets like, what, dude? That guy was annoying.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's kind of that's why you were like, I can't wait for this guy to fucking die.
Just his face, his face annoyed me. Looking at his face really fucking annoyed me. He just had that face you
just want to punch.
That's the one. That's the one.
It's like the Will Ferrell moment in Step Brothers. Like,
yeah. So
I don't know what is about your face, man. Just change it.
And so then that's when
they all split up, right?
Yeah, Jonathan starts it. Jonathan takes off.
Okay.
He takes his initiative and goes on his own way.
And then
that's
the
when they all start
influencers,
breaking off.
Yeah.
Let's all separate. That's a great idea.
Well, yeah. So Jonathan and the daughter look for the producer, or the owner, or whatever. Like
they're looking for the producer, and then Paige is chasing them.
And then the influencers take off to a different stage.
Yeah, they're gone.
And then the boys get excited, and
they want to meet Snorky.
Yeah,
because Snorky wasn't there.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I knew there was something weird. So we get to our first death, right? So
second kill.
The first official kill because
Stevie died.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're right. Okay, so second kill, which we get Jonathan proposing to the girlfriend, which I forgot her name already. The other influencer.
Well, before that, Justin gets to the producer, or he gets to the producer, and he says, I got my daughter, this and that. Come look at her talents, and she starts singing like Milkshake Boys in the Yard.
And she starts to dance, and she's like, that's so disturbing.
Yeah, she's like, stop immediately right there.
She's like, I don't want to see that shit. Yeah, stop. Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, this is his kid's daughter, dude.
Yeah, like this shouldn't be.
Or this guy's daughter, and it was just weird as shit.
So the girl, Poppy.
Who the hell's that?
The Asian girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Her name is Poppy?
Poppy. Yeah, that's what it says on the thing.
I didn't even get that watch. I did not get that one.
So after the producer's disturbed, is that when we get to the influencers? Like,
she gets disturbed. The producer says, she tells them that the show's canceled. It's done. Your daughter has no chance here, and blah blah. Yeah. And he's like, "Well, where's the network guy?" and then he takes off from there to go find the network guy. Now he's on another mission. And then it goes.
Poor daughter, dude. That's so nauseous. Like, she's just like this little innocent, like 12, 13-year-old girl. She's just like
trying to live her dad's dreams. And shit. It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And then that's where now we get to the fun part of it, where they're at the magic set.
The magic set. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. So at that point, he uses her phone to propose to her.
Yeah.
Live on IG or whatever, whatever you want to call it.
I call it Instagram. That's what it looks like.
Basically. Or it could have been TikTok Live. Who knows?
TikTok.
So he proposes to her live, and that's when we get. Who is it that kills Flegel? So
it's
Flegel shows up
because it's Flegel's box trick set.
Yeah, he essentially
just box. It was Flegel's magic set. That's what it was. Yeah.
He snatches him up, right, and puts him in the box.
Yeah, well, he walks up and then he's talking to Flegel about, I don't know what, something. And
or they're trying to take selfies and shit, like with Flegel.
No, Flegel walks up and he's like, and he says, he grabs the phone. And he's gonna do a magic trick, and he puts it in the bag and he hits it with the stick.
Oh yeah,
and
it just shatters.
The fuck out the phone, and he just throws all the pieces down on the floor.
And they're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then he goes ahead and just tips him right over into and like the views on these things. The views have me laughing, dude. Because there's a lot of times where I'm laughing during this, and the view of him being tipped over in the magic box. That had me laughing because it was like, yeah. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Why is this happening to me?
Well, I mean, it's one thing for like an animatronic. I mean, there's something like weirdly imposing about animatronics, you know? Like I remember Rocky Bullwinkle, like the
I remember going to walking.
yeah. So they used to have one here in San Jose years and years ago. This is like what 25 years ago or something, or longer than that. It was like 30 years ago. Yeah, I was a young tyke then. But even them like you would see like the way they moved, because you know they're robots. So like you would see them move and you're just like, man, imagine if those things wake up and just start tearing people apart. Like that's like so like.
Creepy.
Yeah, it's like mind fucked, you know.
it's like when Chuck E. Cheese used to have the old animatronics there. And
Yeah.
had them on the stage.
Yeah, and they were just like man,
those things are weird.
Yeah. That'd be like a fucked up day if those things woke up. So just imagine like the strength, like, because you know, like as a
it's a machine.
Yeah, so that guy is like not small either. He was like.
He
was a decent sized dude, but a full sized male human being, so with some weight on him, you know. So he gets pushed over by this robot, and you know, like
ever so gently.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But he just didn't see it coming, you know. So he's just like, ah! And then he gets locked in the box, and that's when like, at first they're like, oh, it's fun and games, like let me go, you know, kind of thing. And then he just breaks out the saw, you know.
Yeah. And he's screaming.
He's screaming, the girl's screaming, she's freaking out.
Get me out of here. What's going on? Get me out of here. She's like, ah!
And she doesn't know what to do. She's like, you know.
She can't do anything about that.
She's a young little thing, you know. She has no strength to her, you know.
She's all tiny.
Yeah. And so fucking Flegel just starts to...
He makes her do it because he grabs her ass.
Oh, he grabs her?
Yeah, and then he fucking puts her hand. He forces her hands on the thing.
Oh, that's
and
what
then
it
he
was.
fucking go ahead and puts it into the middle of a box and just starts pushing down. And she can't do anything about it. And she's just fucking losing her shit. And he's just fucking crunching and munching down in that box.
That's so evil. Just imagine just getting
no, it's fucked up.
Yeah, just getting engaged and then like
he just got married. Or he just got engaged.
Engaged, yeah, and then forcing your fiance to just rip somebody in half.
Happy engagement present,
right? Surprise. Yeah.
At least he still got the ring.
So that's our first brutal kill.
Yeah, and he's chomping through that body.
That's probably the most brutal kill in the movie, I think.
I think it was a really good kill
yeah.
because after that cut, when he opens up when he opens up the box to show the magic trick, all his guts and blood just
pours right out. Yeah.
And I thought that was really fucking cool.
I was gonna be so upset if they didn't show it, but they showed it.
They showed it.
Yeah,
I was
like,
tight.
oh god.
I knew they were gonna show it because I saw it in the commercial. Or in the trailer.
Supposedly there's a better, or I don't know if it's like NC-17 or whatever, but like supposedly there's another version where there is a little bit more gore in the other version.
Of this movie?
Yeah. But I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah.
I gotta watch it then because me personally, I really enjoyed the gore, and
I felt like there was just enough. So
I thought it could have been more.
Yeah, well, but I think that's what the other version is, though. I think they actually show more, like, oomph to it.
That would be cool. I gotta watch that. Then.
But I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I heard. Where we got next?
Flegel cuts him in half, and then we jump back to Jonathan and Parker. And now they're at the producer's room, and they're looking for the producer, and they go in there, and Jonathan's like, "Hey, you!" And guess what? Who's in that chair?
Drooper, right?
Drooper, yeah.
Yeah, Drooper's in there.
And Drooper gets up. This scene had me laughing too. I laugh at this shit. Yeah, I see fucking people get fucked up in movies and horror movies, and sometimes I think it's funny. That's my sick personality twisted mind I have.
Well, sometimes it is funny though.
Yeah.
So like I laughed at this part too because it was like, but it was kind of ridiculous too at the same time.
It was funny.
So Drooper turns around. He's like, it's just up in his face, and the dude's just being obnoxious like normal. I forgot
his
the
daughter's all
dialogue.
concerned.
Yeah, she's like,
he's telling her it's okay.
I mean, yeah, you see this big ass
animatronic. It's gonna be okay. I mean, I don't know, but then you got animatronics walk around by themselves. I would be freaking out.
I would not be there. I would not be there.
I was like, why is all this happening?
I'm like, fuck that, dude. I'm out. Like, I don't want this shit walking around following me and shit. That's creepy as fuck.
I've been looking behind my shoulder all fucking day.
So what does he do?
He pulls out a can of fucking airsoft. He pulls it right up to his face. How it's like just hella fucking smooth, and just lights his fucking face on fire with that cigar or something. He has a cigar, and he just burns him up, and he burns his face, and he hits him down a little bit, comes right back up, and Jonathan is just taking it. He's like, ah.
He doesn't know what to do. Yeah.
Just take it. He don't know what the fuck. He don't know what's going on. And what had me cracking up is when he took off his jacket, and I thought he was going to try to put himself out. He threw the jacket on the floor, and it fell to his knees, and I was just rolling.
What made me laugh about it was like the effects of it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, he could have at least like.
It was super digital, huh?
Yeah, it was all digital. Like you could tell. I was like, damn, like.
That's what probably made it hell of fun.
Yeah.
I think the frailing arms made it fucking hilarious.
It was just like, yeah, you could tell like he didn't know how to act. He was just like, well, I guess I'll just do that, you know.
He said, pretending on fire.
All right, take two. Here we go.
And he tried.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know how to do it either. But.
And then to zoom in on his face when he's on the floor, it was just like, his eyes all fucking big, his mouth was open, and he tried his best, I can tell you that.
They just got like a Craigslist ad, and they were like, we need somebody to be on fire.
Yeah.
Are you that person?
They picked the first guy that showed up, and it was him. He tried his best.
Yeah, A for effort. How about that?
Yeah, he really tried to make it believable, I can tell you that.
Oh, so so he's out in the back, he's talking on the phone,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
she's looking for the kids.
Yeah, and he's just like doing his thing, and she snatches the phone out and sees all the text messages to his secretary.
His secretary.
Yeah.
He's been sleeping with his secretary.
And she wasn't bad looking, I'll tell you that.
I don't know, dude. What's her name? The mom?
Oh, Danny Kind, yeah.
She was looking pretty fucking hot in that movie.
Yeah, she's a looker too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Even on Working Moms, I was like, she's cute. She's got a nice little, you know.
When I saw him cheating on her, I was like, you fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like cheating is always a no for me. So like that's just always like, I don't know. That's just.
I mean, like, people cheat, yeah, I get it, but I mean, like, she was fucking hot. Too hot to be cheating.
And she was so good to him, you can tell. You know, like
she was the mother to his son.
Well, is he the? No, I think he's just the husband.
No, he was it Harley is their kid, isn't it? One of them is a step kid, and that's
the older one. Oh, okay.
The older kid's a step kid.
Oh yeah, that's right. Man, he got a shitty father.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, he landed a good family to being a shitty person.
Yeah,
but I really hated Mitch. I couldn't stand him.
Mitch is a bitch.
I was waiting for him to die. This movie.
Yeah. So she finds out, she throws the phone on the floor, he gets all pissed. And that's when we get, who was it, Snorkel or Snorky?
Snorky.
He's like spying on him, but he's like...
Because he walked away, he's like Snorky's like sitting in the shadows.
He's like in the car. He's like kind of chilling in the car.
Yeah.
He's waiting for his prey. But we don't get to that yet, right? It was, or he doesn't start chasing him yet, does he?
See, Parker gets taken by Bingo. It says Parker gets taken by Bingo. Does Parker get taken by Bingo? Oh, yeah, we missed that. So after Jonathan got his face
he like snatches her
up. Bingo snatched up his kid Parker right when she was like backing up from the horror. He's all put a sack over her.
Oh, right. Then
yeah.
Is she? Oh, yeah. She's in the basement thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So he snatches her up. And we get to Mitch cheating, and then we're on point, you know. John takes a jack up, so it's caught cheating, and then now Mitch is walking down the alleyway, and then Snorky's spying on him in the little car, and he just takes off. He just starts chasing Mitch, and I'm sitting in my chair, fucking he's gonna die, dude. I was like, he's gonna get it.
So here's like the funny thing about that scene is like there's a point where you can see like there's like a ledge or something that he could have just like hopped on. Yeah, that he could have just like hopped on and been safe.
It could have been fixed.
Like that was a big plot hole in the movie. I was like, you could have just like hopped on there and like ran a different direction, and you would have been fine for like at least another couple minutes,
But that would have taken away from.
I know, but it was just so like over the top ridiculous.
It was stupid shit in there.
Yeah,
like it's like
I get the effect of like horror and like he's not thinking, he's just running. You know?
But Mitch was a stupid guy.
Clearly,
he got caught cheating.
Yeah.
So Mitch is running from Snorky in a little car, and then he gets to the security guy. The creepy security guy, and he's all help me.
He shakes him, right?
Yeah, and then his head just
pops off. Yeah.
And then he backs up, and he gets hit by a car.
He gets hit. Yeah, he gets hit pretty hard too.
Yeah. Right there, I was like, dead. I even wrote down dead right there in fucking big ass letters. So Mitch gets hit by the car, by Snorky. And then here comes Jonathan climbing up because the producer and then the mom, they're standing down there in the set talking about her kids and all this other shit, finding her kids, right?
Yeah.
And then John coming out of the door and he's all burnt up.
He's all burnt up, yeah.
They attacked me and all this other stuff. He's all and he falls back to the floor again.
Like, when does the obstacle course happen then? Is that right after?
When the hell does that happen? That happened. It was Mitch, and then John comes in there, and then the mom fights Bingo.
That's right. She throws him off the railing or whatever.
Yeah. So it goes.
To save the son, right?
Yeah, the older.
The older son. Yeah.
So John comes in and tells them they attacked me, and then they split up or something, and then she finds Austin, and they're in the jungle area. And then, who the hell's chasing Bingo? Bingo is stalking him in the jungle area, and they're walking through the jungle, and then all of a sudden, his son vanishes, and then sees him up top on that fucking...
he like snatches him up, right?
Yeah, with Bingo. And so mom runs up the railing and fights Bingo, and then Bingo flops right off the railing, and then...
Like, gets broken, basically.
Bingo's defeated.
Yeah.
Or you think he's defeated. Is he defeated?
Yeah, I think so. He's like, or at least he's like deactivated for a while.
Something like that,
yeah. I think it takes a while for the, I forgot the doctor or whatever, the creator guy. One of them takes the body back to the doctor, or I don't know why I keep calling him doctor, but the
fucking creepy scientist guy.
Yeah, the scientist guy. I always had that incorporated with like doctors and scientists for some reason, but the scientist dude. So anyway, like. Well, that's not till later though.
Okay, so but that's when it does show at that point where Carl, is it Carl? Yeah, Carl shows them in the cage area. And then they got the kids in the cages, and I think that's when it introduces.
And that's when the girlfriend's in there too, right?
Yeah, because I got kids break out and lock up creepy guy. Yeah, and then they jump into the obstacle course.
Okay, but then they also show. Well, I'm a little bit out of order on this. But
I'm trying to figure that out too.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to like go scene by scene, but like, there's a point where like as they're escaping, they see the fifth animatronic, right? Like the owl. There's an owl, right?
Yeah, it's an owl's mask.
And that's a little bit later though, huh?
It could be.
I don't know, but anyway, the girlfriend snatches that up because she sees the I don't know, she has some kind of connection to it. But the boys, not the boys, the younger son and the friend Zoe take off. Well, they all do.
And so they break out.
They lock him in,
and then they split.
But that's when we also see because I think one of them brought back the broken Bingo also.
Like
he's like laying there.
At some point,
yeah, he's like laying there.
He's laying
all busted.
Yeah, he does come back in on a little cart. He's about to fix them.
Well, I think that's later though. But anyway.
But they break out first.
They break out first
and lock him up before he even can touch Bingo. And then now it leads to the obstacle course where you got Rebecca and John running through the obstacle course.
John gets stabbed, right? By a key.
Yeah, he gets stabbed at the end. Because I forgot when John comes out there telling them they attacked me. Then one of the animatronics come out there and they do something to the producer, and he's like, no, and it goes black. And then when it comes back to them, they're on an obstacle course, laying on that fucking slippery floor, which I don't know if it was blood or something on it, but it was.
I think it's just like goo.
It was just goo.
Because like the kids had to do it too earlier in the film.
Yeah.
Like they show that course, and then they like the little kid is like slipping all over the place.
Yeah.
And then the point of the course is they're supposed to grab the key, which unlocks like the next to get out or whatever.
Maybe, yeah. Oh yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, like they're supposed to like jump and grab it or something like that, but it's like not there. Like the I think it's I forgot is it the mom and Jonathan?
No, it's
it's Jonathan and
Rebecca.
Rebecca, yeah, okay.
So Rebecca's running through it with the broken hand because fucking animal trying to crack their hand all up before.
Oh, right.
And then Jonathan's running through. He's fucked up something's messed up on him. I don't know if it was his leg or something, but they're both injured.
Yeah.
Oh no! You know what? Never mind. It's just his face. That's what it is. Because they're slipping, and then he slips and falls in his face, and then she tries to pick him up, and then she slips and lands on her broken hand.
Oh yeah.
And then that's when he climbs up the ladder, and then he's all looking for the key and shit.
I got Rebecca gets hit by Drooper's hammer.
That's after the key.
Right. Okay. But she falls in the pit, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Then she okay.
So remember he's like, "Where's the key?" And that's where
that's when he gets stabbed. Okay.
Jabs him into his back, and then she jumps off into the thing, and she jumps off into the fucking balls, and then she climbs up the rails, and then she's like, "Big hammer, smack!" right into her fucking face, and it just like if you pause it well enough, you can see her face caved in.
Okay.
I've been doing some in-depth detail on some gore shit.
Because I was for some reason I was thinking of a different character when I was thinking about this, but it's the producer that gets her face smashed.
Yeah.
And for some reason I forgot about that.
The lady producer.
Yeah. Okay.
And then one of the robots says the other two robots. He says, "You took her down to Hammertown." And then I started fucking laughing again. Like, these guys are funny.
That's some good shit.
I said, now I know. I said, this show should have stayed on. It should never cancel this show.
Poppy uses Hootie's face and claws, which Hootie's is supposed to be the fifth member.
Is Poppy the Asian chick?
The Asian chick, yeah.
I got that too, yeah. So she gets dressed up as that split puppet, and she kills Carl. She opens up the cage with Carl in it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she slaps him.
Yeah. And then, who's Doug?
No, Doug's the network guy.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So
now we get to the final show.
The final show,
yeah.
Okay. So Doug gets killed by,
well, don't forget, they got Doug coming out on that big ass wheel. Remember, they bring him on the wheel, and it says, like, I don't know, there's all kinds of different shit on the wheel.
And it always lands on, like, the dance party or whatever it is, yeah.
Rock out or something.
Yeah, rocking out or something like that, yeah. So that's what it's supposed to do. They're supposed to always land on rocking out, and that's when they have their, like, finale dance off, you know?
Yeah.
But for some reason, this time it lands on, like, I forgot what it's
Banana splits.
Is it on the banana split?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Because they fucking split them.
They split them, yeah.
The kid's like, "What's banana splits?" He's like, "I've never seen it land on there."
No, Andy's the owner guy, but there was another scene where this guy named Doug is killed by drumsticks.
By drumsticks?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what it says.
Food drumsticks?
No, like drums.
It's not. I didn't see that in that movie. Unless it's in the uncut version.
It might be in the uncut version. But somebody gets killed by
in this version?
Yeah.
There ain't no fucking drum scene, I can tell you that.
Alright, well.
Was even a drummer in the movie?
I think they when they're doing the dance off thing, they're all playing different instruments. That's what the rocking out is. So like one has like a fake guitar, the other one's playing the drums.
I should have wrote down what instruments they're all fucking using. I didn't even think about that. I do not remember a drum scene or anything getting killed by drumsticks. What does it say? Like they go shoved down the throat? What is it?
It says Doug gets killed by Bingo using his drumsticks, stabbing him in the eyes with various other bodies in the hallway.
No, that wasn't in there.
Okay. I do remember the hallway scene.
I love the drumstick scene. I don't think that was in there.
And then we got the Andy gets split by the banana splits.
Yeah. Right after they spin that wheel, fucking they pop them off the thing right in front of the kids too.
Yeah, that was fun. What was it, like 10 kids or something like that?
Yeah, they got a few kids up in there. They've been doing some work. So they've been working on this. They must have knew the show was gonna get canceled somehow because they've been working on this, keep the show going on stuff for a while.
Well, because remember nobody left. Remember, like technically, like in the start of or once like the show ended, like I mean, now it's implied that nobody actually left. So I think all those bodies were all the parents that they were. So I think that's what it was like there was a bunch of dead bodies in the hallway, but that was all like the parents, and then all the kids are in the like.
So those all the kids in the current show they just had.
Yeah, they're all like locked up in chains.
See, it doesn't explain any of that in the movie.
I think they skipped over that.
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah, so all those kids are chained up.
Because it just showed.
And remember, what is it? Snorky?
Mm-hmm.
The elephant. Yeah, he gives the key to the boy. Remember, he's like trying to befriend him.
Yeah, because they see they're walking through the fucking.
And he feels bad because he's like you're not supposed to do this. Like
that's when they're walking to the set and he starts talking. He sees Snorky come in through the door and he starts talking to him and he's like,
he does the dance and all that shit. Yeah,
he's like he's good. He's different, And
that's why Snorky's like, wait a sec, I am different. Yeah, I guess I don't know.
He's like, I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
After they realize he has a conscience.
And then
he's like, I wasn't programmed.
So that's why he get like right as he like lines them up with the other kids, he hands the key to Harley.
Yeah. So like I said, I now I need to see the other version because to me, like when you said the parents and stuff like that, I just thought they were have these kids in previous shows because all it did was just put this and it jumped the kids in the cage. So
yeah. No, I think there was a couple of cut scenes that they didn't show, but that's why all those kids were like they just never left the thing. That's why the security guard was dead too.
It makes sense.
But that's probably on the other version.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
if there is another version, I don't know, but
it makes sense now with the security guard and stuff.
Yeah. And then we get this weird fight. Like once they get unlocked and they run off. They're heading back upstairs because they're in that boiler room or something like that. They're in some weird thing.
Oh, I did write this down. It says they find a ton of dead bodies underground.
Right, which is all the parents, right?
That has to be them.
Yeah.
That skipped right over my fucking head. Seriously. Now then we get to the final show with the network guy and the wheel.
So Beth is like she tries to defend everybody. She's trying to fight the remaining animatronics before the kids like run upstairs or whatever. And she's starting to lose, but then isn't that when Snorky comes out or something like that? Like, isn't there like a final battle of I forgot what like the timing of this thing, but like so Beth is like losing the fight because she's like defending the kids.
So after that goes on, they ended up finding some of the animatronics that from the help of the kid, she's able to kill one or something. And then don't they leave after this, and then they get to another room, and that's where Snorky fights Bingo to the death.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Snorky.
So who's the other one that she was it? So who died earlier? Or the machine, the one that she threw over the thing.
That was Bingo.
Okay, so Bingo dies first, and then who does she kill?
So Flegel? It could.
Oh, I think it might be.
So Bingo didn't die then. So because Bingo came back.
Oh, okay. So
then the two that had died is either Flingle and Drooper. So
okay. So they dispose of one of them then, right? On the way up, because the last two that fight are Snorky and
Snorky and Bingo.
Or was it Flegel? I forgot.
I wrote Bingo. So I wrote.
Okay, yeah. So it says Snorky and Bingo fight.
Then who does the mom kill?
So who are all four of them? So there's Snorky, Bingo,
Flingle, and Drooper.
Oh, so it says right here, Flegel gets killed by Beth and Austin.
Okay, then that's right. Then there you go, right there.
Or Drooper and Flegel get killed.
There you go. Okay,
so that's when we have Snorky and Bingo fight to the death.
Yeah. So So then after the big show that happens, they rip the network producer apart. Then Beth ends up fighting Flamingo and Drooper. Then the Sons jump in to help her out. And then boom, they're dead. Not the robots, not the family.
Right. So that's like almost the grand finale of this whole thing.
Yeah.
So they get out, and that's when Mitch comes back out again.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm alive, I made it, blah blah. But gets ran over again.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. Gets ran over by Poppy, which is now she's full on crazy. Yeah, she's full on crazy now. She's basically she takes all the animatronics.
Yeah, she's got them all in that little fucking
in her little like
cart
thingy.
Because she takes the cart and then she has like a little cart hook on the back of it.
Yeah, and she's in the costume too.
Yeah,
she's in that.
She's full blown fucking costume out.
She snapped. She snapped. I just when I saw that I was like, I understand like Stockholm syndrome. Like I get the idea of it, but like
she watched her boyfriend die, and that fucking traumatized the fuck out of her and broke her mind.
Yeah.
First of all she cut her boyfriend in half, and then watched his guts spill in front of her. That's some gnarly shit to see.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but wouldn't you like instead want to just like make sure those things were destroyed instead of like taking them and she probably put them back together. That's what I'm saying. It's like why would you be so traumatized to instead help the same things that destroyed you?
Mental health works in
I guess so.
In crazy ways, my friend.
That's true. I just thought that ending was just so bad. Like in my opinion, I was like, man, I would have rather see like
Bingo or something drove all
like something come back or something like that, or I don't know. But that when I saw her drive off, I was like, and she's all laughing and shit. I was like, man, that kind of ruined the movie for me. Honestly,
like Snorky didn't die. He just drove back and fucking killed Mitch and took off.
See, that would have been funny. Like I would have been like, okay, I'm good with that ending.
Yeah.
Like if Snorky just like grabbed the bodies himself, like the other machines.
Yeah, or not even just grabbed the bodies. He just fucking escaped because he was a good one.
Yeah.
I guess you would call him that. I call him a good guy. To me, he turned into a good guy because he helped children.
And he also killed Mitch.
He's like
basically.
He's like Trick Daddy. And he loves the kids.
See, it would have made more sense if, like, maybe she would have just grabbed Snorky's body instead and not the other, ones. But
yeah, she got them all.
Yeah, she grabbed them all and she took off.
So for some twisted reason in her head, she got to do something with those robots. She got to fix them, reprogram. She got something planned for them.
Which we're probably never going to see. But that's okay with me.
Oh, wait. And as she drives off, when Mitch drives off, it does zoom in on one of the body's faces, and then the eyeball light turns on.
Oh, that's right.
So they're alive still.
Okay. I forgot which one it was though, but might have been Bingo or something. I don't know.
And then for some reason I wrote fingers at the end. I don't know what fingers at the end. Was there after credits? Yeah, I never wrote that.
Maybe I
Does
don't.
it say on it?
No, I didn't watch it that far.
I fast forwarded it. Okay. And I wrote fingers at the end. So there's something with fingers at the end. I forgot what it was, but it's definitely there.
So there's an implication that they're basically gonna get re-put together or something.
See if I can pull on YouTube.
I don't know, man. Like, I love the concept of this movie. I love that, like, it's actually from a pre-existed show, a kid show. Could it have been written better? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this movie was just okay at best. I did not like the end of the film, but I appreciate the attempts.
I thought the film was entertaining for me. I really enjoyed watching the gore and the killings and all that stuff. I thought that was really well done. I thought they put a lot of effort into the killings, and that's where all the movie went to with all that. The acting was fucking
pretty bad for the most part.
It was very cheesy. The ending, you know, it could have been different. Watching Mitch get killed was one of the highlights.
That was a treat.
It was a highlight of the movie for me. But it was cool. You know, it was like Five Nights at Freddy's.
But better.
And you know, and to run up to Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, it was funny. It was humorous. It had me laughing. So to me, it was entertaining and funny. Yeah. When I watch it again, I'll yak now because I have to watch the extended version of this.
I could be wrong about the extended version, but I heard there was. So I don't know.
You better not be wrong if I watch this again.
Well, I'm not. If there is one, I'm still not gonna watch it. I've already seen what I wanted to see. I don't know, man. I guess this. I don't know what I rated last one. I think we did it like out of 5.
What was it out? Was it out? I think we did like a 2 or something.
Well, the last one we did like
Spell
was like pretty bad. So
it was like a 2 out of 5.
I think I gave it a 2 or maybe. Anyway, so let's say out of 5. I think we'll just go out of 5 like as a grading system. I think I'll give this one a 3.
I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, it wasn't like terrible. It wasn't great. It was just like I said, those certain things maybe kind of like, you know, like the origins of it like made it better for me than it just being like some random movie.
Yeah, I know you enjoyed hearing that. That's why.
Yeah.
The word came from.
That's all I got for this one.
In the words of Flingo's last words is ta la 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 la.
All right, folks. This is the Boo Crew. We're gonna peace out.
See you later.